Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist tests your willpower. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, your willpower, you probably haven't thought of that word in quite a long time, but yet you were being tested. Your energy was being tested, your health, your relationships, your job, your hobbies, and yes, your willpower. You see, the narcissist placed you in a place called the trauma bond. They also had you existing in the narcissistic fog. And both of those places exist. If you know what I'm talking about, you've been to hell and back in a narcissistic relationship. If you don't, thank your lucky stars that you don't understand what I'm talking about here. Having said that, your willpower will be tested each and every day when you are in the relationship, and certainly post-relationship, which is what I will focus on. When you're in the relationship, you experience poor behaviors that you didn't know had names for them. Example, what is triangulation? What is gaslighting? What is the smear campaign? What is financial abuse? What is emotional abuse? Now you're learning all of those things, and all those definitions that you're learning about in the glossary on the narcissistic abusive cycle, coupled with your experience, they equal wisdom. This is a newfound wisdom you've acquired. It's something you didn't ask for. It's something you didn't want to learn, but you have to learn it. You have the craving for the knowledge. And this is where your willpower will be tested. You see, again, when you were in that relationship, your whole world was spun upside down. It was bizarro world. What was in was out. What was black was white. What was up was down. You were being abused physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. You didn't know that the person who claimed that they loved you didn't have the ability to love. You didn't know that that person could fake empathy. And you didn't know that they were having a target locked in on you, and once they got you locked down or in a relationship with them, that they would switch like that. And when they switched, it was a pivotal point in your life, meaning you went and got married with them, or you moved in with them, or you relocated, or had children with them, or you got into business with them. Something happened, something pivotal happened. When the narcissist knew that you were now in a position of uncertainty, you thought you were certain, but you were uncertain, meaning you didn't know who they were. Once they knew that, it was game, set, match, advantage narcissist. But then again, it was always advantage narcissist from the minute they met you until you got the wisdom. But back then, you were giving to a fault. You probably were a people pleaser or a yes person. Most likely you were the white sheep or the black sheep or the glue that kept the family together. This screams to me that you have high emotional intelligence and that you are an empath. Because if people were abusing you or manipulating you or lying to you or asking you to do things for them when they needed you to do something, they were nowhere to be found, that means you're a very strong person. It also means that it's about time to draw the line in the sand and to get the wisdom and apply the tools, which includes and means for this video to eventually go no contact and block these people, delete them, get them out of your life. Remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. And yes, I'm referring to the narcissist, and yes, other people who perhaps are not serving you. But I just addressed who you are, and that you didn't even know who you were back then because you thought that other people were like-minded, similar to you. You thought other people had your best interest at heart, and you thought other people's actions would match their words. Well, you now know that, no, it was you giving everything you possibly could and more, and you never being repaid. Truth be told, if you were in the narcissistic relationship, you were a person who was existing in that narcissistic fog, and you were being the sounding board. You were being the walking apology. You were being the walking ATM, and you were being somebody who did not even know how you got to where you were, but you were being loyal to that person who was abusing you, i.e. the narcissist. Now, this is a lot of information to unpack. You're understanding it, you're getting the wisdom, you're applying the tools, and you're realizing that you are cut from a different cloth, not only from almost everybody, but certainly from the narcissist. You are the polar opposite of them. And this is why your willpower has been tested, and it will be tested on the healing path, because I'm fast forwarding now to post-relationship, when the relationship has ended, you will have had to figure out that A, what narcissism was, B, that they never cared about you, C, that they are loyal to nobody, D, that they knew what they were doing, and E, that they are manipulating anybody that they can. They wanted to take whatever they could from you for a period of time, which was the length of that relationship, and they're doing the exact same thing with a different objective with a different person right now. This is why the narcissist can change relationships the same way you can change your socks. They don't care about people. They only care about what utility or what people provide for them. Once the narcissist gets what they want, they don't want it any longer, or many times they get what they want and they pepper that person with abuse day in and day out for days, weeks, months, years, decades. And that person, who perhaps was you, believes that there's not better days out there, that they should stay loyal to the person who's abusing them, although they don't even know they're being abused. Well, now you're understanding that no, nobody should be abused on this planet. Nobody should be manipulated. No one should be taken advantage of. No one should be lied to, cheated on. No one should be financially abused. No one should be having the children withheld from them, which is parental alienation. The narcissist will do whatever they can to destroy people's lives, to drive wedges between people and anything that mattered to them. That's what they did with you. Now that you're getting the tools and you're understanding who they are and what they were capable of and still are, that's when you go no contact. And that's when you understand that your willpower will be tested. And here's what I'm referring to. Think about the person you're considering. Did you block them yet? Well, if you did, fantastic work. You don't have to think about them calling or texting you any longer. If you didn't block them, well, then now you still have to check your phone when it rings or when someone calls you, and it could be the toxic person. See, that's your willpower being tested. Are you going to block them? Do you want to block them? Are you strong enough to block them? That's one small example. Actually, that's one big example. Another example would be this. The pictures on your phone. Have you deleted them and removed them yet, or put them up in the cloud? Well, if you haven't, well, there's work to be done. Why would you still be looking at old pictures of a toxic person, of memories of what once was, although the person you were thinking or considering, they weren't genuine or authentic. They were just going through holidays and vacations on your dime, or it's because you were putting a roof over their head. So maybe pictures you have to remove. Same thing with items they may have given you. Maybe they gave you a fancy watch, or maybe they gave you a coffee mug, or maybe they gave you some records or some music or something. Have you removed those yet, or boxed those up and gotten rid of those, donated them to a worthy cause, or sold them or something? These are all things you'll have to consider, because this is where your willpower will be being tested. And if you're on the healing path, you know what I'm talking about. Drop comments below. The healing path is not linear. It will take time. It will take a lot of time. But in your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you with each and every video I create. Understand something. Your energy is priceless. Your time is invaluable. And your mindset is imperative, that you are in control of all three of those. The narcissist took their best shot at you. They swung with a haymaker, another haymaker, and another haymaker. You were in a boxing ring of abuse and you didn't even know it. But guess what? You made it out. And if you've made it out and you've blocked the narcissist, then you threw the KO punch and knocked them out of the ring. That's what you must do. I'm not saying physically or literally, I'm saying mentally, because your willpower was being tested. Another one, post-relationship, or even if you're still in it, many times people think, no, they want to improve the narcissist's life. They're committed. They know that the narcissist had such a challenging upbringing and they can still help or provide something for them or do things for them. Why would you do that if you now know what narcissism is, and if you really understand how much they abused you? You shouldn't lift a finger to help these people. They would kick you when you were down. They would discard you at your lowest point. They will take every last dollar out of your bank account if you would offer it to them. And then when you wanted $5 to ask them to buy a cup of coffee, they would say, sorry, I don't have anything. I don't know what you're talking about. This is why no good deed goes unpunished in the narcissistic relationship, because they don't care. These people are human doomsday machines. They consume anything that they get their grubby little fingers on, and they will give absolutely nothing in return other than toxicity, other than a relationship you'll need to heal from, other than a relationship where your willpower will be tested. I'm going to shift gears for a moment here. Think about any other relationship that you were a part of before you met the narcissist. Whatever relationship you're considering that was with a stable or healthy person. Well, you didn't have to heal from that relationship. You probably haven't even thought about whoever you're considering right now in a long time, because whatever you guys did for a period of time, it's what you did, and then they moved on and you moved on. And see, that is a stable, healthy relationship. The narcissistic relationship is anything but that. You have to unwind the damage. You have to unwind the verbal abuse. You have to unwind the financial abuse. You have to unwind all of the triangulation, all of the gaslighting, all of the weeks being spent being given the silent treatment and more. That's why these people, i.e. the narcissists, they don't change, they don't improve. They only fine-tune their skill set of manipulation and abuse and use it or apply it to another source of supply, or a recycled source of supply. Remember, you're not supply. You are a beautiful, bright, shining light. You are stronger than you know. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't quit. Don't ever quit. Continue to go through the tunnel, the darkness-filled tunnel, and see the light at the end of the tunnel. And eventually, as your willpower is being tested, because right now, if you made it this far in the video, I can assure you, your willpower is being tested right now, or it was, and you're here to get a refresher cup to keep your cup full. But when you go through the tunnel and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you need to understand that eventually the sun will rise tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a new day. There will be abundance all around you. You will heal. You will reach that pinnacle or that mountaintop of indifference. You will have birds like that, hawks perhaps, saying hello through Mother Nature. See, this is what will happen when you don't quit and you continue to know that your willpower was being tested, and maybe it still is right now, but you're focusing all that energy that you were placing in the narcissist and the narcissistic relationship, you're placing it back into yourself. This is when, on the healing path, post-relationship, you will have to slow down, insulate, and protect yourself. You will have to stay in a place that I coined the term years ago. It's called the cocoon of boundaries. That's a place where you don't really want to go out. You're taking a good hard look at humanity, not just the narcissist, but yourself and other relationships. You are slowing your life down. You're journaling, you're meditating, you're seeing a therapist who knows what they're talking about with abuse, and you're also watching videos and you're reading and healing childhood wounds. You're doing a mountain of work. When you're there, that's where you're meant to be. And as you stay in that cocoon of boundaries, yes, your willpower will be tested. And yes, at times it will be tested by the narcissist, even though they're nowhere to be found, meaning maybe you blocked them, or maybe they discarded you, or maybe you had to remove yourself from the relationship. But there will be moments when you're going to want to say, hey, maybe it wasn't that bad. Or, you know what, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I should have done more. I could have done more. I would have done more. Maybe I could still be in that relationship. The three answers to those questions are no, no, no. You couldn't have done more. You shouldn't have done more. That relationship ended when it was supposed to. And unfortunately, you probably were discarded, or the narcissist is still trying to string you along, or you had to remove yourself from it. But anyway, you cut it. This is not a healthy relationship. It's a toxic, debilitating, life-threatening, challenging relationship, and the narcissist knows this. They don't or didn't just have you on the hook. They had their exes on the hook if they're still living. They had people that they were fooling, calling their besties, their friends of 10, 20, 30 years. They had their siblings that they were not talking to, or their adult children, or their grandchildren. They had so many people that they had abused. Eventually, these people wised up and they woke up and said, wait, I have nothing to do with this person. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of behaviors they are, but I want nothing to do with them. And if you go back in time before you even knew what narcissism was, I can assure you, this is a mental exercise I would do if I were you. I can assure you, you had people in your life before you met the narcissist that were rubbing you the wrong way, and you pulled back organically, you pulled back naturally. Not because you were being abused by a narcissist, although maybe you were, but because something didn't feel right. You weren't being treated properly. Well, what's that called? That's called a boundary. Now fast forward, you met the behemoth, the juggernaut, the narcissist, this person who tried to destroy you and your life and everything that mattered to you. This is the person that did the most damage, but you didn't have the strength to remove yourself from the relationship because you were caught up in the trauma bond. You were in that devaluation stage. The dirty fangs or the claws were already sunken into. It was too late. And then when the narcissist took whatever they could, they kicked you to the curb or crumbled you up like a sheet of paper, threw you away in the freeway. And I can say that because this is what happened to me. No disrespect, but this is what these people do. And then you had to heal. You see, earlier, using the example I shared with you before I get ready to close the video, the other person you're considering, not the narcissist, or maybe it was a narcissist from years ago, but you were only in that relationship or that acquaintanceship for a period of time. And then you said, wait, something's wrong here. I don't want, their energy's off. I don't want to be in communication with them. You've done that dozens of times. I've done it too without even knowing it. But now I have the wisdom, and you're acquiring the wisdom. So understand this video, play it a few times. Understand you're exactly where you're meant to be right now, no matter where you are in the healing path. So fast forward to the narcissistic relationship. This narcissist, the person you're considering, they got too close to you, or you got too close to them because you didn't trust your instincts. You didn't trust your intuition. You did ignore red flags. So those are all the things you didn't do in the earlier relationship that I shared. You see, you were going to meet the narcissist one way or the other, just like I was. You can think that you may have avoided them on this planet. That's not reality. Reality is you can't change the past. You can't predict the future. You need to live in the present moment. But one thing is for certain, you did meet the narcissist. And if you didn't meet them because of who you were, you would have met another one. Maybe the other one would have been worse. I can't tell you, but the point is you're out and you're healing now. And now you're understanding that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I just unpacked a whole lot of wisdom there for you, specifically in the last couple minutes of this video. Play it and play it a few times. I'll say it one more time for you. The narcissist who you're considering, they got really close to you, extremely close, as you did to them. They knew they were going to get you caught up in the trauma bond. They knew they were going to get you caught up in that devaluation stage and in a relationship, and that's what happened. You didn't know it. But go back in time before you met them. I can assure you, you met other narcissists or toxic people, but you didn't get that close to them. So you withdrew or pulled back because something felt off on your part, and essentially you dodged a bullet. But this one, this narcissist, you didn't dodge a bullet because you went into the relationship and it wasn't your fault. They set the trap, they set the hook, you fell into it and you got hooked, and now here we are healing. If you've reached the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, God bless you. If you're not there yet, continue to believe in yourself the way I believe in you. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.